Welcome to another episode of Poncha Talk. My name is Ellie. I am host of Poncha Talk. And today I have Patrick joining us for another episode. Patrick is from Switzerland and currently also enjoying life on Madeira while running his own business. And he will tell us all about it. Thank you for finally taking the time finally to be on Poncha Talk and to share your story and learnings with us. You can just start by introducing yourself, tell us what you do, how you got here.
All right. First of all, thank you so much for the invitation. It's a great honor to be in Poncha Talk. I'm always watching and listening to it, and now I can be part of it. So it's great. And also to hear your intro live. It's amazing. I love it. I love it. Yes. So, yeah, I'm Patrick. As Ellie said, I'm from Switzerland, digital nomad for a few years. I'm running a coaching business. So I teach people in Switzerland how to become financially free. So I teach them financial education, which is for me really, important. We don't really know anything about that, or we don't get taught at school. Nothing actually. So that's my part now to teach people about financial education, so they can become more financially free, more independent, and let the money work for themselves.
And even though your money works for you, you're still working also. But you're pretty flexible in your life at the moment with your own business and what you do. But it's been quite a journey from like what I saw on your website since I did my little research for the podcast. You've been nomading around for quite some time and have tried different things before you started the financial freedom coaching business. So maybe you could tell us a bit more about that journey, maybe like some milestones of learnings that you've had along the way that finally led you to have your own business now.
So that's absolutely right, your research. I've been trying a few things. So basically, it all started when I got into network marketing when I was like back home. A few of you probably know network marketing, right? Doesn't have the best reputation. But I very like this idea of earning money passively, or like in another way of just instead of just going to work for the whole time and getting some money. So I like the idea of getting it passively. Even though this business didn't work out for me, eventually it opened my eyes for being open for other possibilities. So that was like the start for me for finding like another business. And then I kept going. I also read Rich Dad Poor Dad. This is the book which really changed my life. So one step led to another. I tried dropshipping, then I set up like an Airbnb business in Colombia. Eventually, I came to the point when, because I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, I realized when I came back after my travels, I was traveling like 2.5 years. I was mainly backpacking and kind of working somehow. I realized, damn, people don't know what to do with their money. And I invested my money. It kept growing over the time, and I was traveling, Usually people, they have to go back to the country because they run out of money. And my money was still like, my wealth was still on the same level, more or less. So I was like, wow, that's crazy. But when I came back to Switzerland, nobody really talked about it. My friends, they just usually they leave it on a bank account, or they have like invested in some shitty products. If I ask them about anything, they have no idea, or they don't want to share, or it's just not something you talk about. So I wanted to change this. This is why I got into my actual business now, where I started as a side business. And then 2 years ago, I decided to do it full time and travel again.
You're absolutely right. How to manage finances is really something that very few people, I think, know anything about. And I am one of them who know nothing about it. No, I just started getting into it as well. Traveling, I've met some people that are actually making their money work for themselves. And I'm like, wow, that's really interesting. I should do that because my money has been sitting in the bank account for 10 years and done nothing. So it's definitely a very important topic. And I think it's really cool that you have this coaching program and you're building on it. When you decided to start this coaching program and go from just like, I mean, you've done so many things and you decided to focus on this. But it wasn't like part of your education or anything. It's just something that you've learned from experience for yourself, right? What gave you the confidence to be like, okay, I'm going to do this and start coaching people? Like, how did you go about it?
The most importantly, it's a mindset thing. I got into this quite a long time ago. Sometimes you don't start your business because you think you don't know enough about it. But I had like another approach. I got, I don't know where I got this information, but I read it or I saw a YouTube video about it. I don't know exactly. But I realized that you just have to be a few steps further than other people. So you can teach someone something. And sometimes it's even better because when you get advices from like multi-billionaires or so, you think as a person who just started, you think, yeah, I mean, he can tell now how to invest your money, but I don't have a single cent on my bank account. So it makes it even more authentic, and people can connect more to you than to like a famous financial advisor. So I think that's very important for me. The lesson I learned, that people following you, if you just go your way and consistently do your stuff, so they eventually will come to you when you keep doing it. And I think at the beginning, of course, it's not like I said, hey, I do financial coaching, and everyone's like, yeah, finally. So it's like it takes some time, because yeah, they have to build trust. Maybe they thought at the beginning, oh, now he's doing something else. But now after a few years or a few months, they realize, oh damn, he's still doing it, and he must do quite well. So then people come, and yeah, then you can teach them something about it, and when they able to learn something from you, you already help them, right? So as I said, you don't have to be the master of everything. So I was confident that I know more than the average, yeah, because I started investing already a few years ago. I got into this. I was during my time when I was traveling. I had a lot of time spending on YouTube and so on, and reading books. So I knew a lot, So that's why I had the confidence to teach them. Yeah.
So now you're doing it full time by now, and you have one employee also working for you, helping you with marketing, right? And kind of building the business. What is the plan for the future? Let's say, how do you want to grow?
So I have like one freelance kind of employee. I mean, she's working not only for me, but she's doing a lot of things like social media and ads. And I have someone else who's like helping me with texting DMs to my followers and do this kind of stuff to engage the people. So yeah, 1.5.
How do you plan on growing your business and continue to spread the word about it?
Yeah, I want to keep going this way because it's like something I really like to do. It gives me the confidence and also like the joy of doing something. It makes sense for me. Before I was working in a corporate job, I had to do something for my boss, for the company. They did great because of all the people working for them, but for me, I wasn't really enjoying doing this. I was like buying screws and nuts and rivers. It's not my dream job.
And now I can do something helping people to become financially free. This is such a different work. If they give me the feedback that I help them a lot, I was like an eye opener, that they started investing and they have fun, and they see how the money grows. Once you see that your money can grow for you, you get bigger dreams. You start to think, oh, what if it keeps going this way? Maybe I can go. Okay, I don't have to work till 65. Or I could reduce the I don't have to work 100% anymore. I can maybe reduce it to 60% or 80%. Or I can do like a world trip or whatever dreams you have, because all these dreams you usually have in your life when you're young, and then you don't think about it because you're in this rat race. And once you think about this, that what options this gives you, then you take them back, these dreams, you take it back out of the cupboard or wherever they are, and you realize, damn, this is possible. So and to see this, of course, for myself as well, I see my dreams now, they're becoming more realistic again, but also, and most importantly, for my customers, that gives you so much. yeah, it's super nice to see that they realize, damn, I can do it. I can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen that now that I started 2 months ago to invest my money. I've seen it a little bit too, because I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, I should have been doing that for the last 2 years, and I could have made a lot more passive income while doing my traveling. Because I mean, I guess especially when we're people like you and I nomading around, living life on Madeira, it's like stupid to miss out on passive income while you're trying to follow your dreams around the world. Any advice from your side? I know you don't want to share all of your course content, but I mean, just from what you've seen and learned from just talking to people initially, what is like maybe the main thing that's holding people back from getting started with this?
So I'm happy to share. It's not about it's not I don't want to share my content of my course, not at all. But I think this is no financial advice. So you always have to do your research and so on. But I think the reason number one why people don't invest or they stay, like, let's say, poor is because they never get into this. As I said, at school, nobody teaches you how to invest. You don't have like a financial system, So your money comes in and it goes out, and you have no idea where you spend it, right? So maybe you know that. So you have to be a business owner kind of your money. As a business owner, you always also have to check, okay, these are my expenses, these are my income. And when your expenses are more than your income, then you have a problem, right? So no business works like this. You cannot spend more than you earn. And this is a problem many people have. So they don't know where the money goes. They spend it for like stupid stuff they don't really know, instead of having a proper system and put money aside and invest it. So I think that's one of the main things why people stay where they are and don't become wealthier. But I think the main reason is everything you do, like with your podcast as well, right? So you start to educate yourself. That's the first thing you do. Whether you do a podcast or you have a new job or you have a new hobby or whatever you want to do. First you get into it, right? You think about it. So okay, what kind of information I get? You go to YouTube, you read books, whatever somebody teaches you. And this is the same with money. So you need to have some information first before you can actually start investing. Because when you don't know what you're doing, you just do something and it goes maybe in the wrong direction. Maybe there's like a crash, and then you start panicking. It's like, oh my gosh, it goes down, sell. That's the worst thing you can do. So you need to understand actually where your money is invested and what does it mean and what's your strategy is and so on. So there's many things you need to consider before you start investing. And so I think that's for me the key. So this is my not financial advice, but this is my advice. So before you invest, start educate yourself and get the right information. I know that's not so easy with all this information overload we have in the internet, but start to learn from people who are at a certain level you want to be as well. And just copy them and start slow with less money and then keep growing it. And then you will see you will become successful with this.
And the best way to learn is with your course, of course. Only in Swiss German, or maybe the one or two Swiss followers out there. You can check out Finanzvogel and learn from Patrick. Good. So you made it work for yourself. You're working for yourself and you're enjoying life on Madeira. You've traveled a lot and now you're staying on Madeira a little longer term as well to continue your nomad journey here. How come? It's not like a hub for financial advisors really here on Madeira. So what else inspired you to stay here?
I heard about this podcast, Poncha Talk, so I thought I have to get into in her episode. No, actually, I came here by coincidence last year because I went to Lisbon, and then literally 5 days before I flew to Lisbon, I got like an ad on Instagram. So hey, there's a Nomad Escape event here on Madeira Island. So I was attending this event. This is an event for digital nomads. So that was my first event. So I went there and I loved it, and I loved the island. The community is like insane here. It's unique. I've never had like such a nice community like in Madeira. Look outside. I mean, you can't see it, guys. Sorry, but there's like I can see the ocean, some banana trees. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful island for hiking. It's nice weather. People are really, I think, different. It's not like a party island. Young people come here to party and they leave. So people come here because they want to stay here. Many people come here for a few months and then they come back, So you see the same people over and over again, and which makes you feel like home. So I was like traveling a lot, and I missed like these connections, because when I stayed like 2 months in one place, I got kind of connections. I knew where to buy my stuff, and I knew where to go. I felt comfortable, and then I left. Now in my situation, I want to have like a more stable life. And Madeira is just a very amazing fit, I think. Yeah. Poncha, of course, as well. Polo do Caco, good foods, nice people, good weather, good community. Yeah.
Poncha, of course, we'll have to have some eventually. I mean, everybody keeps coming back to Madeira. We've talked about that. Yeah, with Franzi, we also kind of talked about it a little bit in her episode. It's like we work on getting all this flexibility and freedom in our lives by, passive income, self-employment, things like that. But eventually you're just like craving a little bit of stability as well. And it's more about knowing that you kind of have the option to go somewhere else if you want to. You don't always have to use it. Sometimes it's nice to be comfortable in a place for a couple months. But knowing that, if I change my mind in 3 months, then I'll just take off and go somewhere else. Maybe that's what it's all about. So you've semi-settled on Madeira for the next couple months. What's your day-to-day here, average day in the life of Patrick on Madeira?
Average day. Wow. I usually try to combine. I have a good life work balance. I usually work from my apartment. I mean, sometimes I also enjoy like going to coffee shops to work, to have like a little other surrounding. And it depends on the work actually. Sometimes I have to record some videos, which is like, of course, better if you do it like here in the apartment. Sometimes it's like creative work or writing something or whatever, or thinking about process. And then it could be useful to go to a coffee shop to drink a coffee and work from there. So each day is a little bit different. I try to don't forget my my other. It's not only work, right? So I also I go to the gym like 4 times a week, not 5 times now actually, with the workout on Saturday. There's like a free workout every Saturday. We always go, right? Even if it's raining, and do some hikes. And I try to also take some time off from Friday to Sunday. I tell myself I'm not working, even though sometimes I do, but I don't plan any meetings or so that I really can. If I work, for example, on Friday, I focus on something, so I can really get my business, get work, and plan and organize and everything. Or sometimes I just do like a trip or so, or a hiking trip on the weekend. Every day is a little bit different with all these events from Madeira friends. They're organizing many events, so I'm trying to get there as well to connect with other people, to get inspired and have some new friends here.
I like that you call it life-work balance and not work-life balance. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but life should come first. I don't know why we call it work-life balance. It should be life-work balance. Since you do life-work balance, just to get like a little bit of an idea, how much is your workload right now being self-employed here? Do you track your hours in any way? Can you put a rough idea on it?
My life work. Now I got a new. I have a patent to this word now. No, I don't really track the hours, and I think when you're like self-employed, it's sometimes I chill in the bed. I'm still thinking about my business or working even it's till I don't know 11 o'clock or so. But then, as you said, it's like I have the option. So I can, for example, this morning I slept a little bit longer than I usually do, just because I was tired. And I have the option to do it. So, and I think that's the most important, that you have like this freedom. Really, this is what I love. It really depends on the day. One thing is when you're, or I don't know, I just can talk from myself. When I started my business, it's like it's hard to calm down and not think about your business. Where you, when you're employed, when I was working in my corporate job, I left my building, left the building of the company. And it was like, I'm out, Okay, what can I do now? What can I do on the weekends? So I didn't think a single second usually about my work. And here it's like now it's combined, It's like working and living is like kind of the same. So it's really hard to say a number. As I said before, I try to don't work from Friday to Sunday, so that I can also do something else other than work. Because before I had the problem that I really was like constantly doing like meetings, every day I had a little meeting, but I had to, and this ruins kind of your whole day, because you still need to prepare a little bit. You have to be there. You have to have a good environment for having a call and so on. So I try really to plan it a little bit better now and organize it, so I have like more time for myself. It's not easy. It's not easy, but I mean, it's great. I love it, to have like this kind of lifestyle. But it also has some challenges, of course. It's not everything super duper easy peasy. It also has some challenges, of definitely. Yeah.
There's a saying, I don't know if I can get it right. It's like, if you do what you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life again, basically, because you're kind of, I know, such a nice saying. It's not from me. I don't know who's it from, but I will not take credit for it. But I guess that's kind of where you are then. You're kind of always thinking about work, but probably it doesn't feel as much as work as you did when you just had a job that was just a job, because now you're doing something that you really love and it gives you something back, and you're kind of just doing your passion, right? But what are some of the challenges that you mentioned?
Yeah, the challenge is definitely not to work too much or not to think too much about work all the time. Because I'm at a certain level, I could probably work the whole day. There's always something to do. And that was always my dream, when to have like a work, like that I have my own business and I can work the whole day for my business. But that's also the challenge, because sometimes you could go out meeting friends, go to events and so on. But you can also decide just to work because there's enough to do. There is no boss telling you, hey, you have to do this till then and then. So you're always free in your decisions, which is also, it's nice, but it's you have to adapt to this. It's not easy, and especially when we're used to, when you go to school, the teacher tells you, hey, you have to do this, you have to do your homework, this and this till then and then. And then you go to work and your boss tells you, hey, you need to do this and this till then and then. And now then you become like self-employed and nobody tells you what to do, right? I remember when I started my business, I was like, okay, now I can finally work. I was sitting on my computer, started up like the starting computer. I was like, okay, what should I do now? So I was like, someone tell me please what I need to do now. It's like, it's not hard. So then I was like in front of my computer, maybe for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I didn't know what to do because there was, the processes were not, they were just starting and I didn't really know what to do to make some money. Now it's different. When I start my computer, I know exactly what to do. But still, I think that's a big challenge to manage yourself actually. Manage yourself, and then also when you grow, like manage other people using like now AI tools, or someone else who can do some jobs for you. Yeah, this managing is a challenge, but it's nice because you constantly grow. You grow in so many things when you do your own stuff. You learn how to sell, how marketing works, how you can make money. You have to do your accounting stuff. You get into AI or podcasting or video editing and whatever. There's so many things you learn and you grow, and this is what I really love about my business, that you constantly grow.
I like the approach of still like setting yourself a weekend, even though you're like could technically work. Because I see a lot of people that are self-employed and they're just like always doing something. But I mean, you want to explore the island, right? And see something of beautiful Madeira. So it's probably very important to set boundaries in a way so that you also don't overwork yourself.
I just talked with someone about this because we all looking for freedom, right? So we here because we like to be like digital nomads. We want to have like this flexible lifestyle. We want to be independent and so on. And what I usually or often see that people have this kind of lifestyle, but they still work so much. It's like being in a golden cage, you know? So you here, you have all this flexibility, but you're still working 14 hours per day. Doesn't make sense for me. You can also stay in your country and go to the office 8-9 hours. You know, it doesn't have any benefit. But that's also like a mindset thing. I think I never wanted to work more. You know, I did my intention to become like an entrepreneur wasn't to work more or have more stress. It was like to have more freedom, more time for me, myself. You need to think before you start your business, how to scale your business, how to automate, also allow other people to take over some tasks you don't like, you know. So that's also like a struggle many people have, you know. So they say, hey, I cannot find anyone who do my tasks. You need to let it go. You need to trust other people, because otherwise you're doing all these tasks which are taking so much time. It's not profitable, and it just get onto your nerves, and then you're at the same level, right? So you're in Madeira, beautiful, but yeah, you're working 14 hours and you don't have anything from it. So I think that's very important that you outsource and get the resource or like of the time is really important, that you still have enough time for doing some other stuff. Yeah.
Since you have managed to set boundaries and still have time to explore the island and enjoy life on Madeira while running your business, do you have a favorite Poncha Madeira moment to share with us?
Favorite moment in Madeira? I think one of my favorite moments are going on a hike and enjoying the beautiful sunset here, because this is like what I really appreciate, and it gives me a lot of energy. And I also need it to turn off my brain, because like I said, otherwise I'm constantly thinking about my business. So it's like really nice if you just can go out here. It's like in 10 minutes or so you're in a beautiful place, and you can just enjoy the nature and the sunsets. Yeah, just enjoy that you're like present and not constantly think about the past or the future. Just being present. Try to be present. It's not so easy, but I think these are my favorite moments here on the island. And yeah,
it's a good one. It's a little things, sunsets, sunrises. It's always nice to calm down and just watch. I like it a lot too. Thank you very much for taking the time to be on Poncha Talk, for sharing your story, your financial advice, or advice on how to get started with building your financial freedom. Thank you very much. Thanks to everybody for listening. Don't forget to like the podcast and leave us a comment if you want to learn more about financial freedom and you happen to speak German or even Swiss German. Check out Finanzvogel on Instagram, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.